I'm Michael.
I'm Ralph.
Welcome to Munoz and Munoz.
Come check it out. Here at Munoz and Munoz, every case is important to us. Big or small, small or big, we're here to help you.
And here also, privacy is our #1 priority for all of our clients. So come check it out. Our #1 priority is serving the community. We want to give the best attorney service out there in the industry. We're here to help you. Please call us for any personal injury or criminal defense needs that you may need.
So thank you guys for visiting our firm. As you can see, I'm here, Michael's here, always ready to serve you guys for any questions. And please, do not hesitate to call us for anything you need. It could be the simple question, we're here for you. Y sí, hablamos español.
Shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. And eyes and cheeks and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Affordable self-care from professional massage therapists and estheticians. It's what we do. Massage Envy, where better begins.
Hey everybody, I hope you guys are enjoying the show with Let's Connect Now. My name is Danielle Wood. I'm with Prospectors Federal Credit Union, a division of Certified Federal. You guys want to contact us regarding any banking needs or even auto loans and personal loans, feel free to contact me at any time. You can reach me at 909-396-9688 or 909-504-7371. I'm looking forward to talking and speaking with you all soon. Have a great one. Bye-bye.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Let's Connect Now, your business resource. It's just myself and Valerie once again. You know, Monica's a little ill. She's under the weather.
You both keep messing with my emotions. Like last week, I thought I was gonna have all of you, and then today, now it's just you.
No,
then
but
last week was just her.
You know what's sad?
What are we doing here?
I wanted to step out to give you guys the opportunity to, do the show yourselves and this and that. Let me step out, let me watch and have a good time. And then I stepped out on a good episode.
I know,
on a guy and a
really
gentleman
did.
that had from New Jersey, and he had a great story background. I was like, man, next thing I can't do that.
No, yes, absolutely. So if you didn't tune in on Wednesday at 7 a.m., make sure to watch, I should say.
Yes.
The episode. It was a great story. Duval Tyson from New Jersey flew out here actually for the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, has a powerful story. So I'm not going to tell you more. So just a little bit of a teaser. So make sure to tune in.
Hey, all right. So who do we have this morning, I should say?
So we have Stephanie Harrison with
right.
Action Public Adjusters. Hello, everybody. But yes, thank you so much, Stephanie, for joining us this morning. So early here in the morning.
Yes, and she lives by us. I told her we should have carpooled.
I know, exactly. We're literally down the street from each other.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, you should have called me. I would have brought you with
You never
us.
asked me to carpool. I live down the street from you, too.
What city? She lives a little further out.
Okay, let's not fight in front of the guys. but no, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming in this morning. And
Yes.
I met Stephanie, I think it's been like 2 months now.
Yeah.
And our schedules just haven't worked out. So really excited to have her on. Well, I'm always excited for all my guests because they just bring very powerful resources, stories, and then also information to help our business owners.
Right.
And today is not just about being a business owner, but also on the consumer side of things.
Mm-hmm.
And let's talk a little bit about that. So unfortunately, earlier this year, we went through the Los Angeles wildfires, and it's been a devastating time for a lot of us. So not only maybe us personally have been affected, our businesses maybe been affected because those areas were affected, and maybe those were our clients, but also just there's been a lot of unfortunate circumstances where maybe those claims are not being paid, which is why we have Stephanie here today to spread the resource of what she does for work. And I want to get started by maybe you just letting us what is it that you do and why it's important to what's going on with us here in Los Angeles County.
Yeah, definitely. First, I want to thank you guys for having me on today. And so, like Valerie said, I'm Stephanie with Action Public Adjusters. So what a public adjuster is we're advocates. What we do is if a homeowner or a business owner is going through an insurance claim, like they had fire damage, they had water damage, theft, vandalism, whatever the case may be, we advocate for the property owner, not the insurance company, to make sure they get the maximum settlement for their claim. Unfortunately, especially here in California, I'm sure as you know, we're having a lot of trouble with insurance companies, and their goal is to either not pay or to pay the least amount possible. We want to make sure that our clients are getting paid every single dollar that they're owed, through their coverage, and that they're made whole, because that's the whole point of insurance, right? To indemnify us, to make us whole. And that's what we do. And, I love it. We're helping people and making sure that things are made right. So.
Yeah, and we were talking off camera earlier. You said that almost like 97% of people don't know what is available for them or what you guys do.
Right.
I mean, but why is that? Is it like, is this just not the word getting out? Or is just say, I don't know, the information that we passed?
That's a very good question. I mean, so my background is I have a real estate license for the last 25 years. I've been in the construction industry for the last 11, where we, did repairs for homes that had been through insurance claims, and, got to know things on that side. And we see the struggles that, business and homeowners went through, day in and day out with the insurance company. And that's why the owner decided to open the public adjusting side, because we had a situation where an elderly couple was being taken advantage of. And he said, you know what, I got to go on the good side. I want to help people. And so I've been doing this about 2 years, and I've been spreading the word. I hate to use this reference, but like wildfire, right? And I don't know why it's not widely known, but I'm here to make sure it is.
No, thank you, and absolutely. And I think you brought up a good point. I think a lot of people, because they haven't heard it before and don't have the resources or the voice of getting that information out there, I think that there's a big disconnect. But then also, some people are just really afraid to inquire, because then they feel obligated to maybe go with the service.
True.
So maybe let's talk a little bit about that, because I know that you did mention that there's a way that you don't really pay up front, there's no cost associated. And so tell us a little bit about how that works.
Right. So first of all, for us to do a consultation, there's no fee. We'll look at your claim, we'll look at your policy, and see if it's a case that we can take on. We work on contingency, so we don't get paid until our clients get paid. Okay. So there's no upfront, out-of-pocket costs on their side. And how we get paid is a percentage of the settlement. So whatever we recover for you, we get a percentage of that settlement. So again, the only time there would be any kind of something out of pocket is if, let's say you had fine art or something and we had to get an appraiser out, that specializes in that. That may be something that has to get reimbursed. But as far as our fees go, nothing up front, out of pocket.
And you can see, right, how some people just don't want to go and ask and inquire, because it's like, oh, maybe I'm not ready. And then now they're actually maybe also in a vulnerable space, and where I know even for myself, sometimes my mind gets clouded with certain problems, and where maybe I'm not taking action. So what do you think might be something that we can do so that we can help people of hey, there's this available, and just facilitate everything for them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess one major thing to think about is when you have a disaster, you're expecting your insurance company to help you, right? You call, you make a claim, an adjuster comes out, vendors come out, give you estimates. But when you think about it, who does that adjuster work for? They work for the insurance company. And who do the vendors, who's the vendors that they send out, where does their interest lie? With the insurance company.
Yes.
So if the insurance company can have adjusters on their side, why shouldn't you have one on your side working for you, and that has your best interest in mind?
No, I love that because you're right. And sometimes, when you get in a car accident, a fender bender, and all those little things, yes, you know right away your insurance company goes, oh, here, I'm going to send you to this auto body shop. And you're like,
Right.
no, I want to take it to my auto body
Exactly.
shop because I already know they're going to lowball it as much as they can, do
Right.
whatever they can so that the insurance company doesn't pay anything. And then we get horrible work on it.
Exactly. And people don't know that they have rights, that they don't have to use the vendors that the insurance companies want them to use. You have the right to use whomever you want to repair your property, to, mitigate your damage.
So are you able to just help any type of insurances, like car insurance, or what would be?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's mostly residential and commercial property.
Okay.
We do not do auto unless it's like a classic vehicle. It has to be, registered on your insurance policy as a classic vehicle. But surprisingly, we do also do boats and aircraft.
Ooh, aircraft.
Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Right.
And are you the one that goes out and does the adjustment, or is it your husband, or how does that work?
No, actually, it's so we have our team. We have several public adjusters, but I have a team of 3, which consists of the owner of the business, and then another public adjuster who has a background of being on the other side. She was an adjuster for the insurance company, so she's the one on my team that goes out, estimates the damage, and she's amazing at what she does. She's not going to leave, she's not going to leave anything on the table. She makes sure you get exactly what you're owed.
Wonderful.
So what are some scenarios that people, like, they've called the insurance companies, like, oh, no, we don't handle that, blah, blah. They call you and you're like, wait, what are you talking about? Yes, you do. You have this and that. Are there any type of those scenarios?
Every day.
Oh, okay. Can
I
you give us
mean-
a couple? Or
Yeah.
So the residents know or commercial know, like, because they might not know, so.
Right. I mean, so many people don't know what their policy covers or how to even read their policy, right? Because it's almost like reading a different language. So, we know the policy. There's several, there's 4 main components to your policy, and then there's other items. So, there's your dwelling. There's like if your garage was detached, there's something called ALE, which is additional living expense. And then there's your personal property, like your belongings, your couch, your clothes, things like that. So one of the main issues that we've been having, you brought up the wildfires at the beginning, is the homes that are still standing, they have smoke damage, right? Mm-hmm. And you think about the age of the homes, especially in Altadena, lead, asbestos, solar panels, lithium batteries, from electric vehicles, things like that. All those things that melted and blew into people's houses, that's not a safe environment for them to be living in, right?
Right.
So many of the insurance companies do not want to pay to have that tested properly and to clean properly, because if you have those heavy metals or those things in your home, you have to have your ducts cleaned, your insulation replaced, and that has a specific process for cleaning so that you can go back in there and, feel safe and be healthy. And it's so unfortunate because so many people have actually moved back into their houses and the proper steps have not been taken, and that puts them in danger. That's a health risk.
Wow.
So that's a really
I
big
didn't even
thing.
think about that.
Yeah, me
that,
either.
that is true.
So that's a big thing that we're advocating for there. And then, unfortunately, the people that did lose their homes, the insurance companies are offering like pennies on the dollar. I just heard of a case over the weekend where the insurance company, and it's so sad, it's an 88-year-old woman. They want to offer her $236 a square foot to rebuild her home. Do you know what the going rate to rebuild in Altadena is?
It's got to be a lot because it's a really nice
Yeah,
and historic
$650
area.
to $700 a square foot. I mean, what is she going to be able to rebuild at what they're offering her?
Wow.
A box.
And that's why investors are now coming in
Exactly.
and they're just buying it all out.
Yeah, and it's so sad. And the insurance companies are denying, delaying. Here we are 7 months later, right? Some people haven't even received any money. So why are they selling their lots? Well, because they can't afford to keep paying a mortgage payment and not receive any money to help them out and to start to rebuild.
That is crazy.
And some of these also, I know that sometimes if you don't have renters insurance, and that also doesn't cover. So unfortunately,
That's true.
Do you know any information that maybe we can give our audience as far as like how important maybe renters insurance is or anything like that?
Oh, definitely. I did meet a family that unfortunately did lose everything in the fire, and they did not have renters insurance. So, it was kind of like a event for them to help them rebuild their lives. It's as important as having homeowners insurance, because you need to protect your belongings.
Correct.
And we can also help renters and tenants if they have a policy, because if you lost that's still your belongings in the house, and they lost everything, right? So from your silverware down to your clothes, that would be covered under a renter's policy.
Yeah, I have renter's insurance, but which was good because where we went to rent right now, they actually required us to have renter's insurance. So it's a good thing, because
I think everybody should require it, but some don't. So,
what's crazy is that you say like the fire, the smoke, in people's houses it's in there because when I go to a cigar lounge. My wife's like, leave your jacket outside.
Right.
And I leave it outside for at least 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
But then I like the after smell of it, I'm just saying, but that's how bad it stinks on your clothes.
Oh,
that you're
yeah.
like, whoa, my God, this is crazy. So I can imagine the whole house. You're sitting on your couch and you're just like,
Even at a barbecue.
barbecue.
or
Yeah,
a
barbecue.
campfire.
Campfire,
you
it gets
smell
on
like
your
that. And-
clothes and stuff. Wow.
Yeah, and so many things, actually they consider total loss because they cannot be cleaned, like your mattresses, anything that's porous has to be discarded because you just cannot clean it and get that out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, Stephanie, I know that when we originally met, I was super excited because I knew some people that were negatively affected, but then also didn't get paid out what they should have. Can you tell us a little bit about how long they have, what is it, the statutes of limitations, or how long they have for them to actually go back and maybe get the rest of the money, let's just say?
Yeah, I mean, if they've settled, we have up to a year to reopen the case.
Okay.
So, and then we can come in to the process at any time. Like the ideal situation would be you have a disaster, right? You call us up first so we can be there from day one and go through the process, but it rarely happens that way. So some people may have gotten paid, some funds, but they're like, this doesn't seem right, or come to find out, I can't even repair my property with this, right? And then they call us. So that's, we're here to help. Like I said, we'll review the situation. If it's a case we can take on, we're here for them.
No, it's so true because people, like you said, they find out your services after the fact. Like,
Right.
man, I wish I would have known. You're like, man.
I get that so many times too. Oh, if I knew you 2 years ago, or oh my God, if I knew you then. And I'm like, I know. I've heard it so many times.
So if somebody did get somewhat of a settlement and they're not happy with it, they can still call you?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And get it readjusted?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
So that's what we do day in and day out. So.
And it's funny that you say that because I had a situation where I was being like a nice. I know that it's a vehicle and you don't cover that, but just the example of I was leaving an appointment and then a forklift hit me.
Oh wow.
And it was clearly not my fault, and it was really like they didn't have a view in the front because of all the pallets that they have, so they had overdone it, so there was no way he could have seen, and so he was just like, woo, and so had like it made a dent, and so I was being nice, like, okay, maybe we have something that could just take it out, not a big deal, and then it ended up being where we couldn't do that, so then the owner was like, you know what, it's no problem, I'm gonna go ahead and just do it. And so I was like, okay, no problem. Then he calls me. He's like, you know what? I'm just not going to do it. How do I know it's your fault or not? I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. Like, I'm working. I'm here trying to be a nice person. So I just got somebody involved right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the best thing is just to get somebody involved right away because sometimes, unfortunately, they talk to people, things turn, right?
Exactly.
But also, I know that you gave me specific examples of how you help your clients. So I know that you mentioned, they had offered X amount, but we were able to get X amount. Do you have a couple of
Exactly.
success stories that maybe you can tell our audience?
For sure. So we had a water damage claim that closed recently that the insurance company wanted to settle for $70,000. and we ended up settling for $280,000.
Oh my God, it's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. So, that people understand this isn't like, okay, I got you an extra dollar. This could be hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have a commercial claim that the insurance company wanted to settle for $450,000. I ended up closing them out for almost $1 million. So,
Wow.
Is that
That's more than
yeah.
double.
No, it's the money they're missing out on.
Right.
I'm like, do I have any claims I have to file?
I know, really. Yeah. I mean, is that every
Well,
case?
going back.
Do we have anything?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm bringing knowledge over here.
wait,
Let's
sta-
share, let's share the wealth here.
Yeah, I want to make sure there's
Yeah,
no statute of
for
limitations
sure.
out there right now.
I know, yeah. And it was funny you brought up, your car situation. One of the reasons that I'm so passionate about doing what I do and I'm wanting to get the word out that there's people that can help you during this situation is because I had a claim a few years back where I was the third car, like the car behind me hit that car and then the car behind me hit me, right?
So it was, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
So,
a domino effect.
Yeah, the domino effect. So I made a claim. I took my car to the body shop.
Question. So who? Okay, I know you're going into that, but in that situation, I know it's off. It's kind of
Yeah,
off topic,
yeah, no
but
worries.
whose fault is that? The domino effect.
It ended up being the car that hit the car behind me. I think she wasn't paying attention. She might have been on a cell phone or
so
something.
boom, boom, so it's
yeah,
always
so
the
she
first-
hit that
okay.
one. Yeah. So basically, I thought I was being taken care of, right? Got my car fixed. I'm none the wiser. I'm driving along in my car. And then I had, something came up where I thought about either trading it in or selling it, for something different. So I took it to get appraised, and they were like, well, we can't offer you anything because your frame is damaged. I have frame damage. They're like, we
it's
see clamp
internal.
marks. Yeah, we see clamp marks on your frame where they re-stretched it or whatever.
Wow.
So basically, I had a giant paperweight, right? Nobody would offer me anything for it. And so how do you think I felt with my insurance company? They should have totaled the vehicle, right? But instead,
Totaled
they
it,
went
yeah.
the cheaper route and repaired it and left me definitely not
That's
whole.
shady.
Yeah. So just that feeling of hopelessness, right? Or what do I do? Or who could help
And
me?
there's really nothing. And how long after that was it? Because I know my friend said it's about a year after that you can actually go back to.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, I'm learning.
Our
I'm
friend
learning.
said
that.
It's what I learned.
exactly. No, I mean, unfortunately, in that situation, I did actually go to court, myself to try to get additional compensation because I couldn't do anything with my vehicle. And I didn't win, so I was still left in the same scenario.
Oh no.
So I just don't want anybody else, other people to have that feeling or just to know, like, when you're feeling that there's someone out there to help you, right? Like, that's what we're here for.
So
love it.
I'm assuming also on the car side and things that maybe you weren't unable to help with, like it's not your niche. I'm assuming that there's also that on the car side of things and where you can hire a public adjuster. Is that what I'm getting? Or you're
You
not
would
sure?
mostly go to an attorney for that
Gotcha.
one.
Yeah, it's attorney. Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and there are also attorneys that do what we do. They do bad faith claims, but the majority of the time, they hire us to build their case, right? So to go with a public adjuster, it's going to be more cost effective. Attorneys' fees are pretty high. And should it have to go to that route, we've already got the case built and we're like, here, take it over. So we have good relationships with the attorneys as well.
Love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Wow.
I love this. I'm excited because it's very important information to give out to the community and the business owners because there's a lot of people that are going through a lot of stuff.
Oh, definitely.
Especially like plumbing issues and stuff too.
Right.
Plumbing damage.
Yeah.
And stuff. So
Right.
And
well,
you
thank
don't know what you don't know, right?
You don't- exactly. Like, unless you're a contractor or you sold, contracting supplies, if you had a flood in your house and say your whole bottom floor was affected, would you know what your damages are worth?
No.
Not at all.
And that's exactly what the insurance company banks on. You don't know, and they take advantage of that.
And then they just lowball you.
Yeah. And the one, special thing with our firm is that the owner is a general contractor. So, he's been doing that for 25 plus years. So when we go to estimate your damage, we know what to look for. We know what they
Ooh, that's
missed.
good. Yes.
Right? I put it in quotations because did they miss it or did they just not include it, right? So,
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
yeah.
Well, to our listeners out there, please,
Yes.
if you know anybody that's been affected by a wildfire or just any insurance claims that has to do with residential, right, or commercial, please let Stephanie know. Well, I'm sure we'll put the information on the
definitely put the
bio
information,
so
yeah.
that way they can contact and get a little bit of help. And as you heard, if you can repeat that, please, you don't have to pay, right?
Right. There's no upfront cost. The consultation is free. One thing I like to say is it doesn't cost you anything to give us a call, but it's probably going to cost you if you don't.
Woo.
I love
That's
that.
true. Well, thank you so
Awesome.
much.
You're
thank you so much.
welcome.
This was
Thank
very
you,
informational.
guys.
I loved it. I
No,
love this
thank you.
information.
Absolutely. I've been waiting for this episode, so thank you for coming out.
Of
Yes,
course.
don't miss out, guys. Every Wednesday, 7 a.m. We'll see you guys next week.